build more schools, less jails. Build more schools, less jails. And we walk around everywhere. Build more schools. We protest. Build more schools, less jails. Put money into education, not prisons. There's a fundamental problem with that approach, in my opinion.
Biden's out. Color me shocked. His handlers also waited until National Ice Cream Day to announce that he is no longer pursuing re-election. That is just really poetic. You're telling me the most popular president, more popular than the first black president with a whopping 81 million votes, isn't running for re-election? It's almost like they've been gaslighting us or something.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
And same thing with Kamala Harris, is she's not popular, but you can't remove the first black lady to be vice president from the goddamn presidential ticket. Like, what kind of message are you going to send to, like, African-American voters?
That's racist! And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
No one wanted it this way. Joe Biden is a good man, a good American, a great president. But time and the burden of the office means it's time to step aside. To put a warrior into the political arena, Vice President Kamala Harris is ready.
I don't talk about politics much on here because I'm not that educated and I just feel like I'm in an echo chamber. But I'm going to say this. And this is going to be my mentality moving forward after the news today. America now has the opportunity to vote in the first woman of color to be our president. And if you think I will not be first in line to support that happening, you are dead wrong.
Wait a minute.
I don't talk about politics much on here because I'm not that educated and I just feel like I'm in an echo chamber.
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Trump earned his nomination through pre-elections. Everybody who was in the race with him, he beat out because of people showing up and voting for him. He earned his nomination. Nobody finds it strange that Kamala doesn't have to earn her nomination. They just gonna tell you who the fuck gonna be there. I'm starting to think that this was the plan the whole time. How strategic at this point, how close we are, pre-election's over, that they say, well, he's dropping out and we got Kamala. This shit was a setup. But they say that Trump is a threat to democracy. What kind of democracy is this when the people don't get to choose who they want to nominate?
Because as we all know, elections matter.
Just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
What's bizarre is she's trying to frame herself as Miss Black Lives Matter, when in reality, Kamala Harris was the queen of mass incarceration. Kevin Cooper was hours away from receiving lethal injection. Hours away from it. His lawyers asked that DNA evidence be acquired in order to make sure he was actually guilty of the crime. Kamala Harris's office tried to prevent DNA evidence from being acquired. They wanted Kevin Cooper to be executed, but the governor of California disagreed. They acquired DNA evidence, and the execution was stopped. The New York Times tells us that she feels really bad about it, for whatever that means.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.